The Houston Texans weren't particularly good in the second half of the season. They were just 4-5 after a 6-2 start and looked like a team that was lucky to play in the weak AFC South. But the Texans will be one of the last 8 teams standing in this NFL season. Houston had a fantastic defensive game. C.J. Stroud made a few big plays to overcome some of the Texans' offensive mistakes, and Houston eliminated the Los Angeles Chargers with a 32-12 win. The Chargers were still in the game before Houston's consistent pressure forced Justin Herbert into his worst mistake of the day. He threw high to mcconkey even though he wasn't under much pressure. It was picked off by Eric Murray and returned 38 yards for a touchdown. That play gave Houston a 20-6 lead and practically put the game away, because a sleepwalking Chargers offense wasn't going to overcome that deficit. Herbert threw 4 interceptions and was sacked 4 times in a nightmare game. Herbert threw just 3 interceptions the entire regular season. Houston had a huge breakthrough last season and was predicted to do even more this season. It didn't work out quite that way, but the Texans did have a pretty impressive playoff performance to stay alive. Chargers stumble often versus Texans. The Chargers were off to a fast start. They had a solid opening drive downfield, though it stalled and they settled for a field goal. But right after that, Derwin James Jr. forced a fumble and the Chargers were in Texans territory again. That's about when the Texans' defense dug in. The Chargers got only a field goal out of that possession, and it would be a long time before they scored again. The Texans' pass rush controlled the game. Herbert played well late in the season, but was horrible against Houston. A bad pass that Kamari Lassiter picked off downfield, one play after the Chargers defense picked off Stroud in Texans territory, was a big turning point in the first half. On a 4th and 2 in the second half, the Chargers decided to go for it and Quentin Johnston ran a route short of the first down marker against All-Pro cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. The pass was incomplete, but Johnston would have been well short anyway, due to Stingley playing it perfectly. Every time the Chargers faced a big situation, the Texans executed them. The Texans' defense played like it had to make some big plays to make up for a struggling offense, and it accomplished that.